Hey, what it do, Sports Swirling? Welcome to the Real Untouchable Podcast with me, Ray Diggs. I got a great segment for you all. I want to talk about the NBA playoffs. It's right, it's the Eastern Conference and Western Conference NBA Finals. Hey, before I get started, man, make y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button. And make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But let's go ahead and jump into this thing, man. The game just ended. The Minnesota Timberwolves and Dallas Mavs. The Mavs edges the Minnesota Timberwolves again. 108, well, 109, 108 to take a 2-0 lead. And I'm going to explain to you all what this right here means as they get ready to head back to Dallas for game 3. But I want to talk about the Eastern Conference playoffs. The Eastern Conference playoffs last night, the Boston Celtics pretty much dominated. They pretty much dominated the Indiana Pacers. I feel like the Indiana Pacers quit. They quit last night on the city. They quit it on the city of Indiana. They quit it on, they quit on the entire, what I'm saying, the organization when it comes down to basketball. The Indiana Pacers, I feel like Rick Carlisle quit it on his team. He quit it as a coach. Okay, the players quit it. Okay. These guys was down by 11 points with 9 minutes to go in the game. And what did Rick Carlisle do? Rick Carlisle proceeded to take out his starters and not put them back in the game another minute. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. Okay. And I just look at this right here as, they pretty much waved the white flag. Okay, they waved the white flag. And honestly, honestly, when I'm thinking about it, and also I want to say I meant the city of Indianapolis. Okay, I know Indiana is a state, but the city of the city of Indianapolis, that's what they quit it on last night. I feel bad for the city of Indianapolis. It's sad that they have to endure this type of, of love for the game. I guess the players, when you quit, maybe it's because Halliburton went out of the game. Maybe Rick Carlisle said, you know what, I'm gonna take my players out of the game because his star player had already got hurt. So he just took them out so he can preserve energy as they head home, head into game 3. But it just wasn't a good look as the Boston Celtics pretty much came out. They came out and they was ready. Only had at halftime, it was actually a close game. But then Jaylen Brown pretty much put the finishing touch on this game. Pascal Siakam finished with 28 points. You had Nembhard, he had 16. Miles Turner, another one of those Miles Turner type of games. 3 for 7. He only had 4 rebounds, 8 points. Just another Miles Turner type of game. No energy at all, just like he didn't want to play. Played only 24 minutes. When you look at Halliburton played 28 minutes. He was 4 for 8, 2 for 6 from 3. He also had 8 assists, 10 points, but it was pretty much a non-factor. And then when you go down to the bench, Obi Toppin has pretty much had a really good playoff. At least these last few games, he's been really good. Even in the Knicks series, he was really good. So I don't know why they won't let him. Maybe they need to put him in the game and put Nesmith on the bench. Start Obi Toppins as maybe he might give more energy than Miles Turner as well. So when you look at this game, man, Obi Toppins, he had 11 points, 3 rebounds, and that was pretty much it. TJ McConnell, 4 for 10. You had Shepard came into the game, 7 points. He was 3 for 6. I just feel like this team right here pretty much quit. Rick Carlisle quit as coach. They lose this game right here by 16 points. And honestly, I think the Boston Celtics pretty much has won this series. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. I was supposed to come on here and talk after game 1, but I'm waiting. It's after game 2. And the reason why is because I feel that Boston, when they stole game 1, this right here was the season. This right here, they were going to end the series in 4 games, no more than 5 games. Because Indiana had game 1 won. They had won game 1. So they had already won game 1. I'm looking at what somebody wrote. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'll see what I can do. So dude basically told me to fix my account. Can't see none of my posts. Hey, okay, I'll go in there and I'll see what's going on with that. But hey, anyway, back to the story. So talking about this game here, man. The Boston Celtics should have lost game one. The reason why I feel like when they hit that three to tie it up and they went into overtime and they got the win, I said, yeah, this series is over with. When you lose a game like that, when you should have stole home court, that pretty much takes away this whole entire series. I don't think they're going to be able to. Honestly, I think that right there probably is the best that we've seen Indiana play. I don't think they can play like that again. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think they can play like that again. They should have stolen game one. Game two, Boston came out there and they was basically connecting on all. They was connected on all cylinders. Jason Tatum ain't even been playing that good. Even though he was 9 for 20, 1 for 7 for 3, 5 rebounds, or 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 23 points. It was Jaylen Brown. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Jaylen Brown is pretty much showing y'all that he should have been all NBA. Jaylen Brown is pretty much showing that he can be the number one guy on a team if he's given the opportunity. With 40 points, he was 14 for 27, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, had a hell of a night. Derek White came out there, had 23 points. Jrue Holiday, and that's right there why I told y'all earlier. I said, these guys got Jrue Holiday for this time now. This is why they got Jrue Holiday. They didn't get Jrue Holiday because they want him in regular season. They needed Jrue Holiday for now. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If they end up meeting against the Dallas Mavericks, let's just say Boston against Dallas, that's gonna be the not prime matchup for Luka Doncic. Is that they have somebody that can get on Luka Doncic, and I'm not saying he can stop him, but he can just make it hard for him. Because can't nobody stop him. But they just need someone to make it hard on him. And that's why I say the Boston Celtics are the best team left in the playoffs. The Boston Celtics was the biggest winner when the Denver Nuggets was defeated. And now looking at Dallas, I'm going to go to the Dallas game in a minute. But Dallas, the way Dallas is beating Minnesota, I don't know how much longer that series is going to last. I just don't know. Because Dallas is up 2-0, heading back to Dallas. But like I said, the Indiana Pacers pretty much quit on the city of Indianapolis. They quit on Rick Carlisle, pretty much quit as a head coach, and they ended up losing this game 126-110 after losing the first game 133-128 in overtime, in which a game when they should have won, they was up by 3 with like 10 seconds to go, and they allowed Jaylen Brown to hit a game-tying three-pointer, and then they pushed it into overtime, and that's when they ended up losing the game. So when we look at both of these games, I just feel like they pretty much shot themselves in the foot with this one right here, with that game one. And now in game two. Now, if they come out there and they lose game 3, which Hollenberg, we don't know is he going to play or not. They're saying he's questionable right now. We don't know if he's going to play or not. If they lose game 3, this right here could be a sweep. I'm predicting a sweep if they lose game 3. It's a wrap. Then we got the Dallas Mavericks winning 108-105 in game 1. And then tonight they came out there and they won 109-108. So this series here has been a really, really close series. Luka Doncic with a big 3 to win it. But I'm going to talk about the Dallas Mavericks first. Then I'm going to go in on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Dallas, I said that I didn't think that Dallas could win this series. I picked the Minnesota Timberwolves win this series in 6. That was my prediction. And it was because of what I saw from the last series. I saw a team that was primed to win an NBA title. But it's like now they actually forgotten how to play basketball. After they defeated the champs, it's like they've forgotten how to play basketball now. I don't get it. I don't understand it. This right here is your time. But let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie didn't even have a good game. He only had 20. He was 7 for 16. At one point, he was like, what, 3 for 14 or something? It was something. Well, he was 3 for 9 or something, 2 for 9 or something at one point. Then he just came alive. But it was Luka Doncic had 32 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds. Okay. And when you got David Lively coming off the bench with 14 and 9 rebounds, this pretty much tells you that the Minnesota Timberwolves bigs are just trash. They are garbage. Okay. And Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. Okay. Then when you look at, like I said, you got Gafford. Gafford has 16 and 5 blocks with another 5 rebounds. These are players that nobody know nothing about. These are players that nobody even know. You see, and they pretty much dominate players that won Defensive Player of the Year. And PJ Washington really ain't even have a pretty. Him and Derrick Jones combined for 14 points. With PJ Washington having 10. Then when you look at, like I said, they only had Hardy. Hardy came off the bench. Hardy was one of those players that when he came out, they had a high expectation for him. He was 3 for 7 tonight, 2 for 3 from 3, and he had 8 points. Okay, but this is what the Dallas Mavericks are going to get. The Dallas Mavericks is heading home. I don't know. Now, Minnesota Timberwolves did win all of their games in the last series on the road. So that means that they won 4 games, all 4. Well, they won 3 of the 4 games on the road. Okay, so can they win on the road? They beat the defending champions on the road. But like I said, I just don't recognize this team, Minnesota Timberwolves, these last two games. I just ain't recognizing. Now let's go over to, we're going to leave from Dallas. Dallas ended up winning game 2. They're up 2-0. Now let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves. First off, I want to talk about Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. Listen, is he the next face of the league? I think he is. But with the things that he said after game 1, I didn't approve of it. A lot of us didn't approve of it. A lot of us said that that's not what the face of the league supposed to say. That I gassed out. I got tired. Okay, we get it. You have to run around and you guard Kyrie and you got to play offense. But listen, this is not something that when you play in that first round, when you played in that against the defending champion, and you did all of that talking, there's no way that you can come out here and say what you said after this game, right after game 1, that we was tired. Okay, I was gassed. And then let's talk about game 2. The Minnesota Timberwolves was actually up by 1. They was up by 1 with like 12 seconds to go. Ant-Man, instead of him taking on the role of being the guy, the man, the face of the league, everybody keep calling him the next Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Instead of him taking control, what did he do? He passed up a shot and threw the ball out of bounds on a turnover. That's how Luka ended up hitting the game-winning shot. Instead of driving it, maybe getting fouled, or hitting the open man, he threw the ball out of bounds because it was pressure. Ant-Man 5 of 17 tonight. Minnesota Timberwolves, let me tell y'all something. Minnesota Timberwolves shot 32 free throws. Dallas shot 22. And Dallas still won the game. What do that tell me? That tells me that the Minnesota Timberwolves is in deep doo-doo. Oh, there, you can smell it. They in deep doo-doo. Because when you lose a game like this, after pretty much doing everything that you needed to do to win it, shoot more free throws. Okay, y'all had the same amount of threes. You know, when you look at everything else, you look at offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. You know, it was pretty much even. Everything was even. Assists was even. Fouls, turnovers, everything was pretty much even. And you still lose the game on your home floor where you shoot 10 more free throws than the Dallas Mavericks. Even though you missed 6 of those, you still shot 6 more. And Dallas missed 7. And they still wins the game? I just don't know. I just think this series right here could be over with. Everybody been telling me that Luka was going to deliver. And a lot of people that know me know I've been a Dallas Mavericks fan. But I'm just not a big Luka fan. And the reason why is because he cried too much. But I got to give him respect. I got to. I got to give respect when respect is earned, when it's due. And Luka Doncic has been dominating in this series. Two straight triple doubles. 29, 10 and 10 last game, 32, 13 and 10 in this game. And when I look at the bench, when I look at the other players, Reed came off the bench and had 23 points. Alexander had 6. Okay, so they got 36 points from their bench. You got 36 points. Well, you got 36 points from your bench. You shot 10 more free throws, and you still lose the game. I'm just saying. I just don't know. This series right here could be over with in 5. I said, a lot of people said 6. This series might be over with in 5. Because when you do all of this right and you still lose, and I'm going to tell you why you lose. Why did you lose? Hey, Ray, the Real Untouchable podcast with Ray did. Why did the Minnesota Timberwolves look? Oh, that's simple. Karl-Anthony Towns was 4 for 16. He was 1 for 5 from 3. He had 15 points, 7 rebounds. Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns only played 6 minutes. Ant-Man, 40 minutes, 5 for 17, 2 for 7 from 3, 21 points. He had 7 assists and 5 rebounds. Critical turnover in the end. Critical turnover. He was -9 while he was on the court. Ant-Man. If you're gonna be the face, if you're gonna talk this talk after a win, you got to be able to talk this talk after a loss. And you guys defeated the defending champions. Defeated the champs. And you're gonna tell me that the Dallas Mavericks is a way better team than the Denver Nuggets? Maybe I'm seeing something, but I don't see it. I can't see it. I can't see them being a way better team than the Dallas Mavericks. Than the Denver Nuggets. Because they got Luke and Kyrie, but Denver got Jokic and Murray. And y'all playing the Denver Nuggets, the Minnesota Timberwolves right now playing like they forgot how to play basketball. Let's be honest. They forgot how to fucking play basketball. They forgot how to defend. They forgot how to get in the paint. Like Karl-Anthony Towns. Why are you shooting so many 3-pointers? Like, when I miss my first 2 threes or first 3 threes, I'm getting down there in the paint. I'm finna go and make them work. And if you look at it, think about it. Nobody on the Dallas Mavericks had 5 fouls. You had a rookie in Derek Lively. Derek Lively was 6 for 6. He ain't missed no shot. Not one. It ain't no way I'm about to go and let this kid guard me. I'm about to go and get down there in that paint. And even Ant-Man let him off the hook. You got him one-on-one. One-on-one. I'm about to go and put him, I'm about to go and get to that free throw line. Get to my sweet spot. But he get to this sweet spot, and what did he do? He throw the ball out of bounds. So when I look at this series, the Minnesota Timberwolves may be doomed. Because they've done a lot of things. They've done a lot of things wrong. Can they get better? Yes, they can. They need to get better. If I'm the head coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves, I challenge my team. I tell them, listen, if you don't want to go down here and fucking fight for our season, then you need to stay your ass at home. Don't get on this plane. Don't get on this plane. Stay where you at. Because we got to go down here and we got to fight. Because Dallas is just not going to give it up in Dallas with that crowd. With Kyrie and Luka Doncic. They smell blood. This young team smell blood. And to me, I think the Minnesota Timberwolves might be dead in the water. Can they win? I've seen them win in one of the most hostile environments, which is Denver. But this is a whole different series. They talk about Ant-Man after the last game said he was tired. He's exhausted. After game 1? You exhausted after one game? Oh, this is sweet. I will bring the brooms out. But hey, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this series. The Pacers, the Boston Celtics beat the Pacers in game 2 to take a 2-0 lead. And also the Dallas Mavericks defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves in game 2 to take a 2-0 lead. So both Eastern and Western Conference Finals is 2-0 right now. One of them, as the Boston Celtics is heading on the road. The good thing about them is that the good thing about the Indiana Pacers is they head home. The bad thing about the Minnesota Timberwolves is they heading on the road. They're going on the road for their game 3. Now, the good thing about the Minnesota Timberwolves situation is we've seen them win 2 and 3 games on the road. So it is possible. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think about this series. Let me know what y'all think about Ant-Man pretty much saying that he's exhausted. Do you feel that a superstar should even say something like that? And hey, just let me know what y'all think about this series and everything that's going on in the NBA playoffs. Until next time, y'all have a great Friday night. Until next time, hey, I will be talking about Caitlin Clark's situation and also Earl Spence Jr. versus Sebastian Bondur. It's pretty much set in stone. So hey, until next time, y'all have a great weekend, y'all. Peace.